Hi everyone, this is Swathi S Nayak and I am going to present on the topic Economies of Scale and Economies of Scope. So, what is economies of scale? Economies of scale refers to the cost advantages experienced by firm due to their increased operation base. As firms expands, cost for every marginal unit of output decreases. Thus, making production is cheaper. This happens because the fixed cost incurred per unit declines. And as the production increases, variable cost in the production process may also decline as well. So, benefits to producers are passed on to consumers in the form of lower prices. So, therefore, firms become more competitive as economies of scales are achieved. Subsequently, production increases in the economy due to greater demand. So, economies of scale is an important aspect of microeconomics as it emphasizes on the large size of firm and how it can impact profits. So, economies of scale refers to the lowering of per unit cost as a firm grows bigger, and it is a proportionate saving in costs gained by an increased level of production. So, firms become more efficient as they stay longer in the business, and this leads to expansion of business. And any business that has been in the operation for a longer time would have an advantage over the newer business. So, there are various factors that becomes easier as time goes by. For instance, um, information about cheaper vendors of raw materials, areas where cost can be cut, companies providing cheaper transport. These are only acquired when business are in the market for a longer time and due to the expansion. So the knowledge on how to take or how to make the business operation is enhanced with the time as business owners become well versed with their setup and develop more sophisticated networks. So this reduces the long run average cost of the firm. Thus, the business can achieve economics of scale run for after running for a longer period. Not only business, but also non-profit individuals and government can also achieve economies of scale based on the same rationality. Even individuals can buy at a cheaper rate by buying in bulk. This usually saves the packaging cost for the supplier, and the consumer might be able to avail it at a lesser price because they are buying it at a bulk, because and it leads to lesser price per unit of the goods. And what are the types of economies of scale? Economies of scales are broadly classified into internal economies of scale and external economies of scale. What is internal economies of scale? Internal economies of scale are the result of increased efficiency due to internal factors in the firm. The business can adopt these methods and production process that reduces their price per unit of production. That is without taking any external help. So, these are achieved by six main channels. Firstly, technical. Large firm can afford technology that small firms may not be able to afford. Thus, the production process becomes more efficient with better machinery. Larger firms are ahead of smaller firms because they are incorporating new business techniques. As they grow, the smaller firms may not be able to achieve better insight into production process as they are behind the larger firms on the learning curve. Next, financial. There is access of money by larger firms. These firms have better understanding with banks or might be having higher credit scores, which enables them to take larger loans from the bank at a lower rate interest rate. Thus, bigger firms have cheaper and easier access to capital than smaller firms. Next is specialization. This is one of the important aspect required by the firm as they grow. When a firm runs in the industry for a longer time, there is a specialization of work among the laborers. This means that various aspects of the production process are divided across each groups of labors. Each group specializes in the work that has been tasked with. This allows for a smoother workflow and makes the production more efficient. Next is bulk buying. Buying raw material in bulk allows the company to purchase at a lower rate. Small companies would have a smaller order because their production is at a higher at a lower stage, while larger companies would have a huge demand to fulfill. Therefore, the big companies would have purchased raw material in bulk and thus saves upon the per unit cost because it is buying in bulk. Next is managerial. As the company expands, they hire specialists. This would help with certain skill sets in the business because it enhances the features of the business by taking advices of the financial specialist who can forecast the risk. For instance, when a textile company is new, they might be conducting their financial operations by themselves. However, as they expand, they can hire the financial specialist who can help them in maintaining balance sheets and even can guide them in how to resolve financial risk in the future. As business grow, they can diversify into various fields and can reduce their overall risks. So many firms starts from one type of work, and once they grow they can invest in various other ventures also, so which might bring them in further profits. So next is external economies of scale. It occurs when the firm benefit from a growth in overall industry. This can occur when industrial benefits from tax exemptions, when there is reform in one sector, or where there is a technological breakthrough in the production process. Since these changes are not done inside or by the firm, they are known as external or external economies of scale. External economies of scale may also be achieved when only few firms collectively bring some changes to the entire industry. Here, even the firms are in smaller size. They can benefit by acting like a single unit. Then benefits. Larger firm can benefit from economies of scale through reduced per unit of cost of production, which enables them to offer at lower prices to the consumers and make them competitive in the market. It helps the organization to provide higher wages to their workers and can allow the influence of government regulations and decisions. Thus, economies of scale have various benefits. However, the larger firms can face various challenges too, which may lead to diseconomies of scale. The challenge is when expands too much, it faces the risk of rising internal challenges, which may be like lack of communication, lose of morale, and loss of control over employees, lack of morale among employees, etc. All these factors may lead to the firm becoming a diseconomy of scale. Example, websites like Amazon, eBay, AliExpress. If you buy the things from these websites, they deliver the product to you where even if you live wherever, and this includes shipping cost or delivery cost or and anything that is produced on bigger scale would be the cost of production. If a product is made on large scale or marketed and sold at a larger scale, it in that case even smaller margin would give a bigger profit. Also, if you produce it on a larger scale, you can negotiate with vendors, and which reduces your production cost. For example, Tata Nano being a below worth of 1 lakh, this car is it's in the large scale of production, where the Tata Nano is being produced for in a larger manner earlier due to the demand. And also the Reliance Jio 4G telecom company, which was launched and for 4G network in all the states. For that purpose, they have purchased technology or devices on large scale at less cost. That's why they have also enjoyed the benefit of economies of scale. Next is economies of scope. Economies of scope is a theory stating that the unit cost to produce a product will decline as the variety of product increases. That is more different but similar goods you produce. That is the lower the total cost to produce each one. It sounds like economies of scale, but it is quite different. Where economies of scope arises when unit cost are lower, when business produces a wide range of product rather than specializing in just one or a few products. Example, Amazon. Amazon is highly efficient with very low unit cost for each product that it ships out from its warehouses. Well, one of the reason for this is it offers a vast range of products from its warehouses, therefore spreading the cost of warehouses capacity and the machinery is a much and let's take an example that I have a store that sells both coffee and cakes, and there are two different other stores, one that sells coffee and other that sells cake. I can produce uh, two things in my store that at a lesser cost than those of two other stores, because I use same refrigeration facility, same storage, and same ingredients to produce these both things. And economies of scope reduces the cost of production drastically, and it does so by minimizing the operating costs. Companies such as BMG, Unilever, fast food outlets, and Amazon and Big Bazaar apply these techniques to increase their profit. So economies of scale are cost advantage that results when a firm produces variety of products. It uses the similar variety of products in producing these goods. Or when a firm or company is going to produce a new product along with those of existing products, the average cost of production or exist to produce the existing product decreases, and also results in decreasing overall average cost of products. So next is the example I would like to say is the Starbucks. Starbucks has a strong brand name for coffee retail on the high streets. It took the decision to produce an instant coffee, making use of its own resources brand name. This is an economy of scope because as it has a variety of coffee, it also creates new varieties of coffee along with those existing varieties by using same resources to produce them. and this the benefits through this is it uses same facilities that and same staffs, and also it enables to the and also responds to the changing customer preferences and product life cycle. Thus in conclusion, economies of scale and economies of scope are the two different concepts used to help to cut a company's cost. Economies of scope focuses on the average total cost of production of a variety of goods, whereas economies of scale focuses on cost advantage that arises when there is a high level of production of one good. Thank you.